2 weeks out from the Ashes and we are already getting pitch chat, and I don't know if I'd like that, but I'm going to talk about it now. The Perth curator, groundsman, whatever you want to call it. Curator always seems like a very Indian thing that seems to have come into cricket. Groundsman or woman, that's absolutely fine. We can go with that. Has said that he wants a very similar pitch to what was in the first test in the Australia-India series last year. Now that pitch was an absolute minefield at the start. So basically what had happened since we went to the Perth Stadium is that day one was by far the best day to bat. The batting average was like 60 per wicket, and then it would slowly get worse. So day 2 it was 40, day 3 it was 35, then it was day 4 it was 30, and then day 5 would have been like 20 because it's hot and the pitch would crumble and it would be really difficult to bat on. That's basically how the Perth Stadium worked up until last year. Now, however, because they left so much green on the pitch, there was 18 wickets. I think it was 18 wickets that fell on day 1. India were bowled out for 150, and then Australia were bowled out for 104. You had 2 innings in one day. So it just seems very brave to put a lot on that. And if it's going to get better as the pitch goes on because you're leaving that grass on, that kind of plays into England's hands, does it not? Ben Stokes winning the toss and saying, we'll have a chase, please. That just feels like something that Ben Stokes would do. I'm just not sure that they should go with spicy pitch. I'm not sure they shouldn't go for flat ones because that's what England want to play on. But I think there's somewhere in the middle where they can find a way to say our bowling attack is so much better than your bowling attack. Let's not make these kind of green seamers where we saw 18 wickets fall in a day. And in that test, it was very similar to what happened. So basically, the batting average was kind of down here on day 1, and then all of a sudden, day 2, it shot back up to 60, which is why you saw centuries from Jaiswal and Kohli. I mean, Kohli was so out of form, and somehow even that pitch gave him a century. I think it's a real risk, but Australia are going to go for these pitches, and if they want to do that, then they're going to make our bowling attack look a lot better than it necessarily is, and I think our batting lineup will be better than the Australian. So, interesting way to go. If you want to put out a shit tip, then go and put out a shit tip, Australia.